Hello everybody and welcome back to the 8.10 test server. Today we're going to be looking at the tier 10 STB-1. Um, this is going to be the last of the Japanese tanks I look at. It is obviously tier 10, so the end of the line. The tank before it is the Type 61. You're going to get a 105 that is essentially the exact same gun that you get with, I would say, 90% of the other tier 10s. I believe the, where is it? E50 gets a different gun, and the Russians all use, Russians, not the Chinese. The Russians all use a different 100mm. Other than that, the Leopard has the same, it's like the L7, I believe it's called, or something like that. Yeah, L7A3. Basically the same gun. They just change a little bit of the statistics. And that's because of NATO. It's a NATO standardized gun that, irregardless of what the name is, M68, L7A3, 105 rifled, whatever it is, it's just the NATO standard tank gun for, I believe, classified as medium tanks or maybe main battle tanks. I think the Batjet actually has a different gun too. So maybe not 90%, but a good majority of medium tanks in this game, including the FV402, use this gun, L7A1. No, this one uses a 122. So for the most part, the gun is very similar to a majority of the tier 10 guns that you're going to get. One of the big differences is the rate of fire, which is very high, and the lowered accuracy compared to majority of other guns. The Patton has a similar accuracy, actually the exact same, but it makes up for that with better penetration, lower aim time, and I believe it has 1 or 2 degrees better gun depression. However, like majority of the Japanese tanks, gun depression is not an issue at all. They have very good gun depression, so you don't. It plays a lot like a Patton with a little bit more of a higher rate of fire. The hull itself, if you're familiar with the Leopard 1, you'll notice a lot of similarities. That is because this is essentially a copied version of the Leopard 1, with hull at least. The turret does look very different, and it is very, very angled. Shooting at this thing from the front into the turret is not a very good idea. It does only have 132 turret armor. However, if you can find a flat spot on this turret, I will give you $1, because there is not one single spot. Well, this little bit right here, but you really want to have to try and shoot through the gun into that little flat part. I mean, that's a really hard spot to find. So majority of this turret is incredibly bouncy. The side is fairly bouncy as well, not as much as the front. The rear is bad, but it's a medium tank. The hull is just crap. I mean, unless you get a crazy angle at it and they shoot from like over here and it hits the hull like that, it's gonna bounce. But it's hard to bounce stuff off the hull. It's very mobile, pretty fast. The power to weight ratio is 19.82, which is very good for a medium tank. It's actually pretty good for a light tank even. There isn't much that you can say bad about it. They did nerf it a little bit, make it a little bit, when you turn the gun, the spread of the accuracy, or whatever it's called, gets worse now, because it was considered overpowered before. Overall, I really like this tank. The tree itself, the Japanese tree, I really like. I'm not a big fan of the low tiers. They've got some decent guns and some decent armor. Well, not even really that, but they've got pretty good guns and some. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the low tiers, but from the Chi-Nu all the way up, I would really like to play these. Unfortunately, I've got not a lot of time and quite a few grinds I'm doing right now, so I won't get to these for a while. But I would like to get the STB-1. This is a very, very fun tank, and I can see a lot of people using it once uh, this goes live, the 8.10 goes live. I don't see it very much in Clan Wars. Then again, I don't see a lot of medium tanks getting used in Clan Wars. Just because it doesn't have, it just isn't the Clan Wars type tank. I'd prefer a Foch 155 over this thing any day. But that's essentially what you can see in the garage. If you wanted to see the camo schemes, personally, they changed the color of this background from like a brownish to a light green, and now they changed it to a dark green. I'm not a big fan of that. I like the brown personally, but this will be fine. I'm not going to really use this tank at all, so I mean, it is what it is. I do, however, really like the camos that come with it. I mean, they look pretty. Not a big fan of this one, but it does bring back, like if you see this brown in here, that's the color it kind of used to be before they changed it to green. But I mean, there's some pretty cool camos that you can use. I am, in case you're wondering, when I do these battles, I am using 100% crew just because it's a tier 10, and majority of you guys, when you use tier 10s, you have 100% crews on them. Also, I have it fitted with a rammer, vents, and a V-stab because, well, majority of people, when they have tier 10s, they do outfit their tanks with stuff like this. Another thing that I forgot to look at in the overview is the fact that now you can see what you can see the percentages. If you look and hover over it, it says 116, which is 100 plus 5 plus 11. That is 100 base skill because the gunner's at 100, 5 for the vents, and then plus 11 for the commander. Basically what you do is you divide the commander by 10 and round up. So 105 rounded up would be 11, and then you add that percent to everything that isn't your commander. It's always worked like that. It's just that that was a hidden, quote-unquote hidden value, and now it's kind of shown. It doesn't really show you the bonuses over here, but it shows you like what your percentage of crew skill would be instead of having to calculate that out. So that's pretty nice. But let's get in a battle quick, and I'll meet you guys in there. I just want to show you guys this. There's actually quite a few people playing low tiers. I mean, this is very strange for especially the third version of the test server, that people are not just playing, well, there's almost 300 people playing tier 10s, but that there's actually people playing low tiers. I've never actually seen this before. It's actually kind of nice for the test server to actually have people testing. Unfortunately, even though there's 200 flippin' people playing tier 10, it's still taking me almost a minute to get in the battle. So hopefully I'll get in the battle before this little snippet ends, and I won't have to cut it out, but we shall see. Yeah, almost 2 minutes later, I get in a battle. That was kind of silly. So I was waiting in the queue for almost 2.5 minutes, and they put us in a battle with all but 3 tier 10s in the entire thing. Really? Why? What did those tier 9s do? I mean, I kind of feel bad for them. Sorry, I had to get a little cough. Anyway, this is STB-1 tier 10 Japanese tank on Redshire, and we are gonna go down to this area and hopefully get there before anybody else does. It looks like they've got a couple mediums that will meet down there, but hopefully put this gun depression and turret to work over there. I am getting some pretty bad lag, so that's not good. Also, If you've seen some of my earlier videos, you'll know that I took off track effects, or maybe noticed that. That's because in the first and I believe second versions it was bugged, and wow, I'm the only one going over this way. I am going back. Apparently, I am not going over there because all these Russians want to leave the American to die. But it was bugged before and caused massive FPS drops. So that would be what some people would consider a problem. I among them. So I took that off. So it looks like it's me and this 263 over here, and a bunch of camping tanks. Cool. So gonna go up on this hill and possibly get some sniping shots. This gun isn't the most accurate in the world. It can snipe, but it's not overly accurate. It's not like the German guns or really any other tree guns, to be honest. It's .36, I believe, so it's not incredibly bad, but it's not a laser beam type thing that you get on a Leopard or a E50M. Fortunately, nothing's been spotted, and I don't really want to be the first one to get spotted because this thing has no armor, and as much as I want to push, I know I'll just get destroyed by the FV or Foch or something over there. Fortunately, I have no shots on anything up there. Oh, there's the 263 behind us. I guess I shall miss. Alright, I'm gonna go behind this rock, get a little bit of solid cover. I've definitely been spotted right now.
Enemy armor is damaged.
And this tank does have, it has APCR for its standard shell. Its premium shell is heat. So you do get very good penetration with the gun. Of course, you still can't penetrate bad chat tracks for some reason. Suppose I'll run down here and help this IS-4. Not an incredible amount of health, but certainly enough to do the job. It doesn't take hits very well, like you saw. I mean, it got hit, if you see that right above the track. It got hit in the side, and it doesn't have very much armor on the sides. Doesn't even have very much in the front. But you can see it right now. It's pretty quick and it's very nimble. So when you really need to push forward, this tank is very good at doing that. But just know, if you're gonna try and take hits, you should try and do it hull down, or someplace where you can use the turret armor to your advantage. Ooh, scheisse. Oh, scheisse. Alright, I'm gonna need a little bit of help with this E100 because it has big gun, and although it doesn't have a lot of penetration, I don't have a lot of armor, so it doesn't need a lot. And apparently, these freaking tanks don't want to help me. That's real nice. Kill steel. Nope. A little bit of lag there. Oh, scheisse. Alright, get the turret facing that. Nope. Alright. hopefully I showed off a little bit of it. And as you can see, even E-100, probably finding gold, can penetrate it, and the Russians don't care to help an American. Even if, you know, it was merely an E-100, but, I mean, this Foch easily could have helped me. This 263, see Russian? Yup, could help me. Of course, now he's gonna go over here, but ranty rant rant, let's get to the next battle. Alright, battle part 2. This time we're on Siegfried Line. Got quite a few big tank destroyers on the enemy team. A pair of Death Stars and a pair of Waffen-Tigers U-100s. We ourselves have a Foch, a Jagdpanzer U-100, a Death Star, and our own U-100 WT. I am going to go where that IS-7 is pinging the map. Hopefully get some help, because most likely the 2 Bat Chats and possibly that Object 430 will be coming over there with me, which won't be too fun. Alright. Light tank in the middle. Lots of heavies over there. Not too keen on... Oh, shice. That's a damn... It's a big gun. Alright, this was not a very good idea. I immediately regret doing this. I have no support, and I am... Oh, great. Probably gonna get one-shotted, to be honest. Well. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm not going over there. EU player griping about something. I don't trust that though. So I know if I try and go over there and he's over there, 100. Alright, getting out of here. Let's go get some kills or something. Or possibly shoot a wall. That's the same, right? Just getting kills, shooting walls. Alright. Well, shit. Let's get the damage and go. Thank you. Whoever that was actually very helpful. Lagging bad right now. Ooh, ouch.
We can only shoot close targets. Track hit.
Did not see that coming. We'll be honest.
The periscope is fixed, but it's still fragile. We didn't penetrate their armor.
he's looking. Last thing I need is for him to be looking. Oh, no.
Enemy armor is
Not at
hit.
me. This thing fires very fast.
Penetration.
Unless this E50 or E100, I'm sorry, has a repair kit, he is about to die. Oh, apparently he saved his repair kit for when he had 100 health. Well, that's smart. Alright, let's see, can we fit through here? Shit.
Everyone get out.
Oh, saw him a little late. That was my bad. I was focusing on getting through there and I didn't bother to look around. Stupid awareness for me. I might get one more battle if I have time, but otherwise I'm pretty sure that'll be it. So stay tuned. Alright guys, you talked me into it. I'll do another one, I suppose. This time we're on Fords. I really enjoy this tank. I kind of wish the test server was up 24/7 so I could just play all the tanks I really like instead of having to grind for them. Because I'd be playing this tank a lot. Quite a few tank destroyers like normal. I'm going to go basically straight for right over there towards that mountain. Right over here on the map. Purely because I've got quite a bit gun depression and
Let's go.
I can see that quite a few of the tanks the enemy team do not. So if I can get them to possibly come around that mountainside, get shot by the people who are hopefully actually going to come over here and shoot that way, I can spot them and then maybe get some flanking shots or maybe even keep them distracted. You know, whatever the case may be. But as normal, nobody fucking goes this way. Why would I do that? The American's going that way. Freaking lovely. Alright, this will be real interesting. Because if I go back, then we're basically going to leave this entire flank open. But if I stay here, I'm fucked. So I'm gonna go get some camo over here. What I would do to be on the enemy team right now. Fortunately, it looks like the enemy team is camping pretty hard. So, as long as the south actually pushes and not just dies slowly one by one, like is most likely going to happen, we might actually be able to outflank them and possibly win. Wouldn't that be super? Oh, looks like our U-100 decided that that Object 261 shouldn't live, so I guess he killed him. I didn't really see that. Was he American? No. Russian? Or no? Oh, European killing a Russian, that's why. You say Russian killing a Russian, never seen that before. Now if the Artie was American, ooh, you bet he'd be praised for doing that, but as it stands, it looks like I'm about to lose possibly both those guys over there, which will be just dandy. Get left alone. Alright, so I got a freaking hill in the way. But
Enemy armor is hit.
oh, pure luck. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm going. I don't fight 2 and 10 E5s alone. Not with this tank. Of course, if he's going to be shooting at Artie, he also doesn't appear to be a very good shot.
Enemy armor is damaged.
So possibly, I can put my DPM to good use. I don't have gun elevation, to be honest. Wow, he's really bad.
Enemy is hit.
Now, normally I wouldn't go toe-to-toe like this with a T-110E5.
We didn't even scratch them.
Also, normally I would penetrate
Our
that.
main gun is damaged. It's working, but not very well.
As much as I'm thankful
Penetrate their
that
armor. Track hit.
he managed to only,
Enemy armor is damaged.
shit. Now I'm done.
We didn't even scratch
Wow.
them. We've lost the track. We didn't
Can't even
penetrate
freaking
their
penetrate
armor.
this thing. Of course, I am not using gold ammo, mind you guys.
Bail out. This vehicle has had it.
And it was one on what? 4? 3? Great. Love these teams that the Russians give me. Wasn't incredibly impressive on my part, but the least they could have done was maybe given more tanks to that side or something. Look at this. Look at how many flippin' tanks failed to come this way. Are you kidding me? Wow. Alright. I am gonna call it quits for today. If you enjoyed this, comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later.